Good morning, teachers and students. Thank you for watching Rogers Forge Television. Welcome to the third edition of Team Showtime. My name is Stephanie Stuhler.
And I am Kevin Eberhardt. Today is Friday, May 18th, 2007. Today we're celebrating the May Marathon, 5 hours early. Here are some students who will recite the Pledge of Allegiance. Please rise.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You may be seated. Will the pledgers from Miss Erdman's class please introduce themselves?
Graham Steven, Colin Knott, Leah Bolster,
Luke Powers,
Alex Neary, In school news today, on May 22nd, we'll celebrate spring with our celebration of the arts from 4:30 until 6:30. There will be a gallery walk throughout the first floor of the school where you can see selected artwork from each grade. Then at 6:30 p.m., there will be a band concert on the lawn at the circle driveway in the front of school.
At 7 p.m., the string instrumentalists will perform on the stage in the cafeteria. And finally, at 7:15 p.m., there will be a vocal music concert in the cafeteria. The theme will be 100 Years of Broadway. Due to space restrictions, only 5th grade families can come to the music portions of the show. But that's okay, because students will get to see the performance at an assembly earlier in the day.
Now let's go to Chris Goldbeck for today's weather report. Hey Chris, what's the weather going to be like for the May Marathon?
Plan indoor activities for this weekend because there is a rainy and cloudy forecast for today. And Saturday with a chance of isolated thunderstorms on Sunday. Highs on today's marathon will be in the upper 50s with warmer air arriving for the weekend. Highs in the low 70s and climbing to the upper 70s by midweek. Today's birthdays are Evan Marishoff and Sunday will be Gregory Helfrich. Now back to you.
Everyone who finishes gets a really cool...
Great report, Chris. Now let's have some school news. As you know, today is the May Marathon. Did everyone bring their tennis shoes?
Everyone who finishes gets a really cool surprise. Plus, the first 10 people who finish get ribbons. We look forward to seeing you all on the field this afternoon.
Now we're going to hear an update about yesterday's 5th grade Hershey Park trip. Here's Amelia and Sally who will be giving the highlights of the trip.
Hi, I am Amelia Anderson, TV Studio News Writer.
And I'm Sally Fred. I too am a news writer. Hershey Park was lots of fun. I love the rides, but I thought the Wildcat was the best, but the Super Duper Looper was also good. What was your favorite ride, Amelia?
My favorite ride was the Music Express. It was fun. I loved it.
I didn't go on that ride, but it sure sounds like fun. For those of you who didn't go on the trip, we'll tell you about some top picked roller coasters.
One of the top picked roller coasters was the Great Bear. It has loops, twists, and turns, and many more surprises. You are 90 feet above the ground, and you go 60 miles per hour. You also go 360 degrees loops. If you don't like upside down rides, don't go on this ride.
The Wildcat was one of my favorites, and it's top picked too. The ride hurdles you around, bends, speeds down the plummeting hills, and shakes and bumps you at 45 miles per hour. People just loved this wooden coaster.
The Storm Runner was fast. It has 300 degree turns and loops. It is the fastest runner in the Hershey Park. It goes up at 90 degrees mile and then goes back down really fast.
Well, that's all on Hershey Park. Bye.
Thanks, Amelia and Sally. I went on the Storm Runner. It was a really fun day. In other school news, did you know that Mrs. Ellis has looked at all the voting and has totaled up the winners of the photography contest? This year we had 115 entries and 39 different photographers. Come to the library to see all of the wonderful pictures that were taken this year. The winners of the Rogers Forge photo contest are...
In the landscape category, Grade 1, Bridget Berger for Pretty Flowers. Grade 2 and 3, Caitlin Berger for Spring is Here. Grade 4, Christian Sortberg for Bird's Eye View of Bergen, Norway. Grade 5, Kevin Partlow for Froggy River.
In the still life category, Grade 1, Bridget Berger for Tulips Bloom. Grade 2, Jason Lee for First Flower in Spring. Grade 3 and 4, Sylvia Berman for Plums. Grade 5, Brianna Engelmeyer for Tulip Explosion.
In the life study category, Grade 1, Bridget Barone for I See You. Grade 2, Maeve O'Connor for Bird's Eye View. Grade 3, Abby Robinson for Big Pig. Grade 4, Ilona Wittenberg for Alligator. Grade 5, CJ Lacasse for Resting.
In the experimental category, Grade 1, Jordan Cadella for Who Noses the Way. Grades 2 and 3, Romaine Matelli for Strong Colors. Grade 4, Naywin Cortesa for Jedi vs. Darkside. Grade 5, Meredith Barone for Daddy and Me. Mrs. Ellis tells us that all awards will be handed out next week during your library classes. On May 22nd, all photos will be moved to the downstairs hallway next to the cafeteria to be a part of the celebrations of the art. Congratulations to all the winners and everyone that took part.
Next we have some important school news. Did you know that 4th graders who are soon 5th graders will be having their elections for student government in these last few weeks of school? Maria Fath, our Team Showtime feature reporter, is here with Mrs. Rowland, our school counselor, to learn more about it. Take it away, Maria.
Howdy, girls and boys. I am here with Mrs. Rowland about the student government election. Why are we doing it this year instead of next year?
Well, Maria, in electing the officers this year, it allows us to be able to begin doing student government activities earlier next year. Unfortunately, it takes a couple of weeks to go through an election. So this way we have the officers and they can begin doing their jobs right away when we come back to school in August, as opposed to waiting until October after doing an election at the beginning of the year.
Who can run for the student government offices?
This year, the 4th graders will be running for the student government offices because they will be our 5th graders for next year.
Who can vote for the student government offices?
The grades that will be voting for the student government offices, the 4th graders this year will be voting in the primary election, and that will narrow the field down to 2 candidates, and then in the final election, the 3rd graders and the 4th graders will be voting.
What are the student government positions?
The positions are that we will be running for are president, vice president, treasurer, a reporting secretary, and corresponding secretary.
What are the responsibilities of some of them?
The responsibilities of the president is that you are to give ideas to the student government. You're also to listen to ideas and work with all of the reps in helping to help the school. You also run the meetings. The vice president pretty much does the same jobs as the president, especially if the president's not there, the vice president would run the meeting. The treasurer keeps track of the money and provides financial statements. The recording secretary takes the attendance and all the notes of the minutes of the meeting. And the corresponding secretary is a person who writes letters to any individuals that we might have some ideas and we want to share with. Also, the corresponding secretary creates flyers and posters for any activities that we do.
How will the election be run?
I'm going to be speaking to the 4th graders on Monday and give them some information about how to run. Then they will nominate themselves, and there will be a primary election where the 4th graders will narrow the field down to 2 candidates, and then we will have an assembly the last week of school where the candidates will give speeches to the 3rd and 4th graders, and then on June 12th, the 3rd and 4th graders will vote for our officers for next year.
Thanks, Mrs. Rowland, for joining us today. Now back to you guys.
Thanks, Maria. Excellent reporting as always. I'm sure we'll have more about the SGA elections in upcoming weeks. In other news, we want to wish a fond farewell to Miss Morrison. Miss Morrison was the student teacher working with Miss Pilson in Phys Ed. We want to wish her the best of luck and say, have a blast at graduation. We enjoy having you here at RFES.
Now we are being joined by 3 first graders from Miss Rickles' class, who recently wrote their weather poems. Maria will hold the microphone for them as they introduce themselves and read their poems.
Hi, I'm Daniel McShane. My poem is Snow. Lights on trees, but it's snow. Quiet when the snow is falling. It's chilly, you can snuggle up in a blanket. By Daniel McShane. By Julia Badovic, Snowy Days. I walk through my lawn, snow sparkles as it falls. Looks like crystals on the ground. It softly falls on my rooftop. It sounds so quiet and winter. I get wet when I make snow angels in the snow. I love snow. My name is Edie Fields, and the name of my poem is Sunny Days. Like a light bulb, nice and hot, winter is gone and now we are left with sun. It makes me sweat, the sun makes things look great. It hits the ground and really so great. It's not winter anymore, I love the sun.
Great job, first graders. Well, that's the news for today. This is Kevin Eberhardt, signing off.
And I'm Stephanie Stuhler saying, get those running shoes and see you on the marathon.